And hi everybody, welcome into the Buchanan Gymnasium at the Hempfield High School. It is time to start the District 3 playoffs, the first round game here in Landisville as the 7th seeded Black Knights take on the number 10 Wilson Bulldogs. It is go or go home time for both these squads. Winner goes on to the quarterfinals Thursday to play the defending champ CV Eagles, while the loser starts the countdown clock to December 2020. The stakes don't get any higher than this. So wherever and whenever you're watching us tonight, sit back, relax, get comfy, and get ready for some high-intensity playoff basketball on HST TV 7. I'm Kasey Kreider. My colleague tonight is Ben Marinas, and our producer is Frank Russo. Ben, it has been too long, my friend. Glad to have you back.
It has been a while. I'm glad to be back commentating again. I'm expecting a great game here tonight. Like you said, this is the first round of district playoffs. It's win or go home, and for the seniors especially, if you lose, this is your last game of high school basketball.
Exactly. This team's gone through a lot since you were last year, that Lebanon game. I'll tell you what, the very first we did on HST TV 7, this is a team that last year was a 7-15 squad. So who would have envisioned this kind of turnaround? 17-5, undefeated Section 1 champs, and everything was sitting pretty for this dream season for Hempfield, entering the league playoffs, and then Pequot Valley came in and turned that dream into a nightmare, especially at the end of that game when it seemed like Hempfield could not get any shots to fall. Hempfield lost their best opportunity to win their first league title since 08. Now Hempfield knows they have to perform tonight in this game. It's a revenge game for the Knights. Wilson handed them one of their few losses in a non-league game back in the regular season. Ben, you have to think with all that in mind, this team is as hungry as they've ever been all season to pull out this W tonight.
Yes, that loss in the start of league playoffs might be a blessing in disguise for this Hempfield team. They hadn't tasted defeat in a while. They have that defeat fresh in their mind now. They have an opponent that beat them earlier, I believe, in the holiday tournament. And they're here at home playing for survival right now. There is no guaranteed tomorrow for them.
No, not for either of these teams. Let's talk about this Wilson team a little bit. As we mentioned, these two teams, they met back December 21st in Landisville. Wilson pulled what, looking back on it, was somewhat of an upset when you think about it. 48-40 the final score of that one. The mantra for Hempfield all season has been they have been able to take your best player and completely shut them down. Apparently, that memo did not get to Wilson's Kaya Burkhart. 1,000-point score for the Bulldogs. She had 22 when these two teams met earlier in the season. So, Ben, if the previous game is any indication, how effective or ineffective Hempfield is at shutting her down tonight will be the difference in this game.
You know, you mentioned earlier Hempfield is really good this season at shutting down the opposing team's top scorer. And back when these two teams played each other the first time, I feel like Hempfield was still kind of finding that identity as a gritty defensive first team.
Agreed.
This defense has come a long way since then with Lindsay Dakota and Jess Weinholt. Going to see a lot of time on Burkhart tonight.
Yes.
And a very intriguing matchup with Burkhart and Dakota. Probably the two top players on either team, and they're very, very similar players, very similar styles from the wing. They can shoot, but they don't shoot a ton. They run the fast break really well, good, tough defenders. They can score from everywhere. It is a fascinating matchup.
Yeah, I mean, you take a look at the box score of that first matchup. Wilson did not have a three-pointer in that game. All their points either came from the field on buckets or from free throws. Hempfield did have two, courtesy of Autumn Cook. Cook had 3 against Pequot Valley. You got to think getting her going shooting tonight is going to be important. Cook and Dakota led Hempfield with 11 points against Pequot Valley. When they played Wilson earlier this season, though, it was Dakota who led the scoring for the Knights. You got to think they're going to have an impact. One player who was blanked on the scoreboard in that game was Lauren Moffitt, the other freshman playing in the low post area. So you got to think they're going to want to get her more involved tonight. Going to be fun to watch and see how this all unfolds. And then I get the feeling here, you know, this is a very similar thing we talked about during the Pequot Valley game. If this game is in the 30s or low 40s, that's Hempfield's comfort zone. They like playing lower scoring games. If this game gets to 50 or above, or even 48 like we saw before with Wilson, Bulldogs might come out on top again here.
Yeah, Hempfield is not a team that's going to just blow you off the floor with points. They're going to play good, tough defense, and they're going to win low-scoring games. As a matter of fact, against Manheim Township, I believe the combined score of that game with both teams was less than 45.
It was a 40. And that's the thing for Hempfield all season. We've seen some outstanding individual defensive performances. Holding Township to a combined 47 points over 2 matchups. Holding Friary Charter to 8 back in the holiday tournament at State College. Holding Elizabethtown to 0 points in the first half. A very good Section 2 team. Those have just been the stories of Hempfield this season. They will not blow you away on offense, but defensively, man, there's something else.
Yeah, if you're a big NBA fan, you're going to get flashbacks to that great 04 Detroit Pistons team. Didn't have a ton of star power, very share the wealth offense, don't have one real go-to scorer, but a lot of people who can score, and they just play stifling defense all the time.
Yes, sir. All righty. Gonna be a fun one tonight, Ben. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Team's going back to the sideline and bench areas, and we're going to get the introduction here of the starting lineups, then the national anthem, and we will get into game time. Have to see how it all unfolds.
This should be a barn burner. Mentioned
Oh,
earlier,
no doubt.
7-seed Hempfield versus 10-seed Wilson. This should be a tight game.
One of 4 games tonight in this opening round. You can call it the wild card round of the District 3 playoffs. 4 teams of first round buys, everyone else in action
Hempfield
tonight.
School District is a proud member of
Winner
the
go home.
11 League in the PIAA. We remind all spectators that this game is a competitive event and also an educational experience for students that is to reflect the values and the standards of the Hempfield School District. It is the responsibility of each and every spectator, student and adult, to show respect and reasonable behavior throughout this contest and refrain from negative, demeaning, inappropriate chants, cheers, and behaviors. Noisemakers and handheld signs are not permitted. The Hempfield School District welcomes our guests from Wilson and wishes all players, coaches, and officials much success in tonight's contest. Now for your starting lineups first. The visitors
Alrighty, here are the
from
Bulldogs.
Wilson. A senior guard, number 1, Kaya Burkhart.
Kaya Burkhart, first starter. Where's number 1? She might be the number 1 player tonight for Wilson.
Amaya Wynn.
If Wilson's going to win this game, they need a huge game out of Burkhart.
Sophomore guard, number 11,
Amaya Wynn.
Gia Borelli.
Gia Borelli, sophomore guard.
A senior guard, number 22, Olivia Albee.
Olivia Albee.
And a senior forward, number 41, Aaron Schober.
And Aaron Schober. Those are the 5 starters for the
Our head coach,
Bulldogs.
Bull Williams, is Kevin.
3
Calabria.
seniors on that
Yeah.
Bulldog starting 5. This is an experienced group.
And now the starters for your Hempfield Black.
All right, it's nighttime here in Landisville.
A junior guard, number 5.
Let's see what the Knights got
Weinhold.
up their sleeves for this one. Jess Weinel,
A
junior.
senior guard, number 15, Lauren Riggs.
Lauren Riggs.
Briggs hit a lot of clutch shots this season. Might need one more of those.
Yeah.
A freshman guard, number 21.
Producer Frank Russo is rooting for Lindsay Dakota, and I think everybody in this gym will have to be.
And a freshman forward, number 32.
If Hempfield's going to win this one.
Moffett.
Autumn Cook and Lauren Moffett, the 2 freshmen.
The future is very bright for Hempfield girls basketball with these 2 dynamic freshmen.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, please.
To the
rise.
national anthem we go here to start district playoffs. One of these 2 team seasons will end in 32 minutes. Question is, who will it be, Wilson or Hempfield, and who is moving on to play the defending District 3 champion, Cumberland Valley Eagles, on Thursday night? Getting ever closer to finding out the answer to that question. It's very funny how this format works, Ben. Top 7 teams in this District 3 playoff go to states. So if you win tonight, you're guaranteed at least 3 more games the rest of the season. But if you lose, your season's over.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird spot in the playoffs with
Yeah.
so many with leagues and districts and states. There's a lot of opportunities for more games, but
Yes, sir.
there's a lot of opportunities to lose out on those games too. If you just, ball doesn't bounce your way, you have an off night shooting. That's the risk of single elimination tournaments.
Yeah.
It just takes one off night and your season's over.
3 years ago, this Hempfield team made both league and district playoffs, but were first-round exits in both of those tournaments. I know they do not want to repeat that here. Lindsay Dakota, Lauren Riggs were freshmen on this team when that happened. Now they're seniors. They're the leaders. And Lindsay Dakota's friends call her Link, and I think that's an apt nickname for her because she really has been the Link of this Hempfield team all season.
She is the glue that holds everything together.
Exactly.
She is the flex seal that just fills in holes everywhere. And you mentioned how Lauren Rage and Lindsay Dakota were freshmen last time they made those playoffs. Autumn Cook and Lauren Moffitt were still in 6th grade when that happened.
Yeah. Come a long way. Wilson gets the opening tip, and back to Burkhart we go. And Wilson will go to work here to start this game.
Hempfield starting with Weinhold.
Getting it out to
Burkhart.
win. Yeah, that's not a surprise. We've seen Weinhold guard a lot of the other team's top players the entire season, and she's done a good job.
Yep. You'd expect maybe see a little bit of Dakota on Burkhart as well later in this game.
3 that bounces off the rim by Gia Borelli, and Autumn Cook will get Hempfield to work, and she's going to try a knife down there. What a pass inside to Moffitt, and the foul is drawn. That was all Autumn Cook on the pass, and Lauren Moffitt drawing the foul. Pretty fitting the freshmen get this District 3 playoff started for Hempfield.
An electric start from Autumn Cook. She is a scoring threat with points or assists every time she touches the ball.
So Lauren Moffitt was a 65% free throw shooter before that bucket. Still has a chance to get one more here. Foul is called on Schober. And Moff misses both early on.
Hempfield gets the rebound.
Gonna get the rebound back there. And then give it away. Wilson's got it back now. And it's Burkhart in transition, trying to fake out Dakota, and what do they call here? Looks like a travel.
Yes, Hempfield's bench there. They wanted that travel call. Burkhart tried to go behind the signal.
They gave the signal before the refs did. I agree, Ben. Yep. That was almost a nifty move by Burkhart, but didn't pay off.
Yeah, that play was created by great hustle from Lindsay Dakota. Didn't get a steal, didn't get a block. You're not going to see that on the stat sheet, but she got back in transition fast and disrupted that shot.
Looks like Dakota is fouled there. Reach-in foul looks like is called. As Hempfield was trying to break that press by Wilson and did. And had an opportunity down there at the rim, and I think for Wilson, they just had to foul to get everyone back in position.
Yep, Wilson has this team scouted. You cannot give Dakota open looks.
Weinhold off the inbound, Dakota. Cook gonna set Moffitt up again. Now she'll work outside. Dakota will try to square up Borelli there. Or Albee, I beg your pardon. Inside, Weinhold trying to get back on it, and does.
Nice feed there by Dakota.
And Weinhold trying to power through the contact and can't do it. So it's a Mile Win taking it up now for Wilson. Cook on her. Scoreless first 85 seconds here in Landisville. Getting to Burkhart.
Hempfield's had many a scoreless second this season. Why not add a couple more here?
Yeah. Here's a shot from 3, and it's off the rim. No good by Win, but it's Burkhart getting the rebound, and it bounces through to get the first points of the night on the board.
Great floater there by Burkhart, getting it over the outstretched arms of Hempfield's defense. And Burkhart,
and getting it back on Cook. Now looks like we're going to see a foul here called.
Yeah, looks like.
I think that's going to be on Cook.
Reaching foul there.
Yeah, bit of a tough start there. But Wilson applying the pressure here with this press.
And Hempfield's played very aggressive defense this season. Wilson coming out here saying, you know what, let's do that too.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have our first jump ball tonight. That's something we've seen more and more of lately, and it's going to go to the Knights.
Hempfield.
Yes, it does. Nice job by Weinhold getting in there to force it.
That's a good thing for Hempfield. Number 41, Erin Schober, pretty easily the tallest player on the floor right now. I got to think she'd have a big advantage in the jump ball. She won the opening tip as well.
Looks like we have a line violation on the inbound pass. Looks like just Weinhold stepped over the line before getting it in. That's going to give it back to Wilson.
As I heard one parent yell, she didn't step over.
And
the official just confirming at the scorekeeper's table.
That and Lauren Moffitt had to go down and tie her shoe there for a sec. Now we're back ready to play in a 2-0 game. Burkhart out. That's Win outside to Borelli. Back to Burkhart. As we mentioned, Wilson did not have a 3 in that game. They've already taken 2 shots from beyond the arc tonight.
We don't know what kind of three-point shooting they have.
Yeah, because we didn't see it in that first game.
Yeah, if they won without three-point shooting the first time, they could do some
Weinhold is going to get back in there and force another jump ball. That one will go to Wilson. But that's the second time we've seen that tonight.
Scrappy defense there for Weinhold. That's just Great hustle
That's all
play right
season.
there.
That's all we've seen from Wino all season.
That's
Just
his all
scrappy
effort
play.
right there.
Not the first time. Oh, go on, Ben.
Yeah, there's a reason she's getting the draw against Burkhardt tonight.
Yeah. Not the first time Wino has played Wilson in a district playoff game. You remember that girls' soccer game we did back on October 29th? That was a semifinal district game. Wilson and Hempfield went to overtime, and the Knights won it.
I believe Jess Weinhold hit the game winner in that game.
It was, I believe it was the assist to Hollinger, but she had a big role on that team. She's had a big role on this team, and she's used to seeing these Bulldogs.
Yeah, you mentioned that soccer team. There's a lot of crossover between that very successful girls soccer team and this basketball team. A lot of these girls have playoff experience, even if it didn't come in basketball.
Weinhold, Riggs, Herman, and Mattis, all part of that soccer team. Errant pass, though, from Lauren Riggs gives it back to Wilson, and now working inside and getting fouled for the N1. That's Borelli. Wilson off to a good start here.
One thing you hear coaches say all the time is finish strong, finish through contact. That is clinic tape right there.
15,
Yes.
Kira Levengood.
Kira Levengood, who was also on that girls' soccer team for Wilson.
That name does sound familiar.
I was going to say. Interesting for Borelli as she completes a three-point play. She did not score from the field in that first game. All her points came from the foul line, went 4 of 6. She has the N1 there. Hempfield does not look comfy playing with Wilson's press right now. Cook is lucky to get back on it. Now it's 2-on-1 down there. And Wino bounces off the rim, and it'll go out off of Moffitt. And Wilson will have it back, 5-0. Not a great start for the Knights here.
No, that's the thing about press. Sometimes they just get to you early, but eventually you're going to figure out a way to break that press. Eventually you'll get a few easy buckets. You just got to stay patient and keep grinding away at it.
Hempfield's doing the same. Burkhardt is no good, and Moffitt has to struggle to get the rebound, and does, and they finally get it away. It was Riggs who had to go down to the ground to get it there and dish it out to the freshman Autumn Cook, who will look to drive, take a jumper, and it's off the rim, but Wino's going to go for the rebound and not get it.
Wino and Burkhardt going at it early on here. This is a fun battle to watch.
It is. But right now, it's Wilson's defense putting on the clamps, and then Dakota with an Owen Nicodemus-like interception there. And then can't finish the jumper.
Yep. And Owen Nicodemus-like lack of two-point jump shots.
Oh, don't go on him like that.
Well,
all the way down again. They're going to try the same play. Riggs was not there. And Wilson's got it back. Here's Burkhardt, called for a travel before she could get to the bucket.
Yeah, that is her second travel of the game.
Got a little too eager there. They had Hempfield right where they wanted them.
Yep.
And Burkhardt just got a little too eager there on the jumper.
Burkhardt's got to just settle down a little bit. She's obviously shouldering a big workload for the Bulldogs early on. Wilson's got to start getting some other scorers going, get some pressure off of Burkhardt, and that could hopefully limit some mistakes. What a steal.
That's Borelli in there. And down court, Burkhardt one-on-one with Weinhold, and it bounces in. And Knights are going to take a timeout, and they need it. 7-0 here, down early, as we come to the midway point of this first quarter. And Hempfield just cannot get a lot of good looks offensively right now.
They just can't beat that press.
Yeah. It's been the story, and we've seen Hempfield. They've gone to more of a press defensively, but it hasn't really worked to this point.
Wilson's had a lot more success beating that press. They're getting the ball up the floor fast. The thing with a press is you've got to get pressure on them immediately off that inbound pass, preferably even before then. Hempfield just not getting that initial pressure fast enough, and Wilson's able to get one clean pass off, and that's all you need to beat a press.
Yeah. When you talk about Wilson's season, I mean, this is a team that, counting playoffs, was 12-11 overall. But you also got to consider they're playing out of the Berks County League, which is one of the toughest leagues to play in, as is the LL League in all fairness. But
the Berks is a completely different animal.
It is. Got Governor Mifflin in there. They were the champs. Of course, we saw what they did to Hempfield earlier. Here's Riggs from the arc, and now wide open on the other side. Finds Cook. And it's Moffitt inside. Trying to back. Looking to bail out. Finds Riggs.
Often they're getting close to a lane violation.
Yeah, it was close. Moffitt will spin and try to draw the foul, and does not. And Wilson's got it back there. Now it's Borelli driving and again trying to draw the foul. They don't give it to her. So no fouls for anybody there. And now we see Hempfield go with a bit of a bigger lineup here. Nice to see Bryn Axe back. She missed the Pequea Valley game with the flu bug. She's back in this one. She's been the 6th player off the bench a lot of the season for Hempfield. She's back in this one. And Ori Edmond going to try and add some size down there. Coming in for Moffitt and for Cook.
Yes, Edmonds probably Hempfield's biggest player, trying to match up with number 41, Aaron Schober.
See what they can do here.
Hempfield just, it seems obvious. Call me Booger McFarland, but Hempfield needs some points here.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Here's Axe inside. Edmond trying to get tall. Finds Axe again outside, and Axe gets it jostled away by Burkhart. Hempfield will retain possession. Yeah, I agree, Ben.
Stifling D early on.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt, Ben. 5 minutes into this game, Hempfield's got nothing. Big goose egg on the board. And they need to try and break it here. Thankfully, it's only a 7-0 lead for Hempfield. How about that move by Durkota, but she can't finish at the rim. And then gives up a foul on the other end.
That's just frustration there from Durkota. You can't let that happen. I know you had a good look there, couldn't quite convert, but you can't take out the frustration with an unnecessary foul.
Third foul of this first quarter for the Knights. Here's Burkhart. Guarded by Edmond and Weinelt. They get
Hempfield
it across.
again playing that press, but they're just not getting in their faces enough. They're playing a press from 2 feet away.
Gonna have another jump ball. But I agree, even though Hempfield's got that back, they just can't stop Wilson with the press. Can't seem to break Wilson's press. Levengood's got to get it in there. And instead it's Riggs who's getting in there to get it back. She was trying to get it last second over to Borelli with time running out before she would have gotten a 5-second violation. Here's Durkota trying to pass inside to Edmond, and instead it was Wynn there. And now it goes off of Durkota, and she couldn't chase it back down inbounds. She and Axe were blanketing a Mayo Wynn there.
Great hustle though by Durkota to knock that ball out.
Agreed. Wilson with another chance, and getting fouled on the way is Borelli by Lauren Riggs.
Yep, pretty clear one there.
Well, that's tough for Lauren Riggs. Remember, she fouled out in that game against Pequea Valley at the very end. They were trying to use her for defense, use Kira Mattis for offense. And Madison had to play both ways those final couple seconds. Borelli no good on the first. 1 of 2 from the line tonight now is Gia Borelli. Sophomore guard. We'll talk about the young theme. And she makes a second. All right. Can Hempfield get something on the board on this possession? Getting it across to Durkota. Weinhold is open. Inside, Edmond. Can she get tall and get to the bucket? Yes, she can. Bounces through. And it's Oriana Edmond, the sophomore, who gets Hempfield on the board in this one first. And nearly a backcourt violation. And the bench area wanted it, didn't get it.
Another travel. That one blatant. Oh
yeah,
my
that was easy to see for Burkhart.
James Harden can get away with that one. But not Burkhart.
Not Kaya Burkhart. Bit of a rough start for Burkhart. I mean, she's got 4 points granted, but those 3 travels, man, they've taken opportunities off the board. Here's Durkota.
Coming out as a gunslinger. And sometimes when you're a gunslinger, ask Jameis Winston. It doesn't always go great.
Yeah. Speaking of 30 for 30, Ori Edmond down there trying to again get to the bucket, put into it, and then it was Burkhart who couldn't get there. Now it's Durkota.
With a fast break here.
And she is fouled for 2, and she will come to the line. Leading free throw shooter on this team, 73%, and she'll get a chance to drown her first 2 of the night.
For the first time this game, Hempfield's side of the crowd coming alive a little bit.
Well, they have
Hempfield's
momentum.
got some momentum.
It took 6 minutes, but they have momentum now. Dakota put a little too much under that one, though.
Not enough mustard on that one.
Yeah, not quite.
And back into the Blue Streaks, number 21, Autumn Cook.
Pretty sure they just said the Blue Streaks.
Yeah, I thought I heard
They're
that
playing
too.
Cedar Cliff tonight, not Hempfield, but all right. Dakota connects on the second, 8-3. Here we go. Minute 30 to go in this first quarter. Wouldn't Wilson love to get this thing to double digits? They might have a chance. How about Dakota in there?
Lindsay Dakota playing
And
with
forcing the
fire.
jump ball. Lindsay Dakota on Taylor Marcinko. Wow.
Great team by Dakota. The Weinl finishing off.
All the
Dakota
way.
launching it.
Trying out for Powder Puff quarterback, but Weinl can't get there. Axe is there for the rebound, and Cook will load up from 3. And it's off the rim, no good. Weinl got it back.
Hempfield
All right, Hempfield's coming alive now, and Edmond with the on 1. Oriana Edmond is the star of this first quarter for Hempfield.
Hempfield got some energy going
Ah.
down.
Foul number 15, Kira Levingston,
Alrighty.
first team
Wow.
score.
Hempfield on a 5-0 blitz here coming to the end of the quarter, and now we see Wilson with some substitutions. Khan is in the game.
I'm not going to try to pronounce that first name, Kasey.
And the game for the Bulldogs, number 55, Jenny Khan.
Denny Khan, all right. Thank you, Coach Mackey.
Yes.
And that one's over the head, and racing it down was Wynn. Now Borelli, Burkhart from 3. No good, but Levengood tried to get it and couldn't. It's Axe for the rebound. Weinl.
With no shot clock, Hempfield could hold here for the last 50 seconds.
We've seen that several times this season.
Yep, it's exciting basketball. Holding the ball for 45 seconds.
Hey, if it works, it works.
Spin
Dakota,
by
though.
Dakota.
Oh, how many times have we seen that? But she can't get it to bounce. It's Edmond outside. Here's Axe. Dakota.
Weinl in there was the shortest of 4 players
And
and
got
somehow
the-
came down with that board.
Cook put a little too much on it. Edmond for the stick back to go. Ori Edmond is having a career game to start this District 3 playoff match. 7 points in a quarter to tie it up. 8-8. Where did they come from? And now you got a foul called on Axe there. But wow. Ben, I'm not going to lie. I did not think Oriana Edmond was going to be the story of this first quarter, but here we are.
Yeah, if you were going to ask who was going to lead Hempfield in points this first quarter, I don't think I would have said Edmonds. But Edmonds
But that's a
coming out
credit
and
to
playing
her. Coming off the bench and using that 6-foot body of hers to her advantage. Hey, it's a height game down there right now, and she's winning it.
Yeah, and Wilson's
And Cook's got it back! Oh, Cook out in front of the foot race, able to square up, and no good!
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, Axe to put it back and get it at the buzzer! And the Black Knights finish on a 10-0 run to end the first quarter. Oh my God!
These hands are on their feet.
I'm
now.
on my feet. Oh my goodness. I'm looking red like a tomato right now. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Hempfield's bench is leading the scoring right now. Edmond with 7, Axe with 2. The starters only combined for 1. That's Dakota's foul shot. But it's 10-8. Whatever works in this first quarter, Ben.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier, Hempfield very spread out on offense. Everybody can score. And we're finding out tonight that does mean everybody.
Yes. Wow. It's been interesting. I mean, we've seen an 8 or 9 person rotation a lot of the season for Hempfield, and I think we'll see that again tonight. Right now, though, that formula, putting Edmond in and playing down low, it's working, and there's no relation here, but I think of Davon Edmond Green down there being that big guy in the paint. And that's what Oriana's doing right now.
Just physically dominating down low. Wilson's defense, they've got some size down low, but they just do not have the lateral mobility to guard Edmond Green. Edmond Green, it's just one jab step to the left, fade over the right shoulder, and she's getting open looks.
You got Edmond Green and Edmond mixed up there.
Edmonds, I'm sorry. Similar names.
Yeah, you know what? Close enough.
Yep.
What we do know is Ori Edmonds got 7 points in this first quarter and a chance to add to it now.
Thank you for catching me on that one, Kasey. That
You're
one.
all good. All right, so what can Wilson do to answer? They were up 8-0. They've allowed 10 points without a bucket. Can they get it back here?
This is a game defined by runs. Wilson went on an 8-0 run to start this game. Hempfield answered with a 10-0 run of their own.
Borelli off the rim and no good. Shapes that Pequay Valley game, Ben. The momentum shifts and now we're seismic. Autumn Cook's out here breaking ankles like we've seen all season.
Autumn Cook, how is she a freshman? Oh my goodness, she is just electric.
Check the demographic sheet. Not sure that she is. Here's Edmond again inside. Trying to spin around, can't do it. Here's Cook. Thinking. Again, it's Edmond. Inside.
Nice
Weinl
pass.
will get to the bucket but not finish.
Weinl been
And
scrappy on the
now
offensive
fight
boards.
for it, and Wilson will have it back there.
And she looks like Dennis Rodman down there on the
Yeah.
offensive boards, giving up some size, but what she lacks in height, she makes up for it in just pure tenacity.
Here's Levin good off the rim, no good. And it is Denny Can for the stick back there for the foul. So Can will come to the line, shooting 2.
Edmond, her first team 6.
First misstep of Edmond
The line,
tonight.
Bulldogs open 5, Jenny Kahn shooting 2.
Jenny Kahn makes the first one. And can she tie it?
Just to even this game up, it's an exciting game already. It's barely started the second quarter.
Yes, she can tie it up.
Oh my goodness, Kasey, go home.
10-10. All right. Now that's enough of me for one night. But it's not enough of these Black Knights and Bulldogs. All right, Dakota.
Just master Dakota.
Trying to work.
Against that press is all about just finding the open play.
Yeah. Hempfield has gotten better with breaking that, it seems like, as this game has gone on. Cook gets tripped up there. That'll be a foul going on Levengood. And now, Bulldogs are 1 away from putting Hempfield in the bonus here with 6:38 to go in the half.
Foul number 15, Kira Levengood, her second team 5th.
That was easy money. That was easy money off the inbound. Dakota to get to the bucket there. Off the inbound from Jess Weinl to give Hempfield the lead back.
That's just shoot around right there. Catch, rise, fire, that's just textbook.
And I get a feeling they were guarding Ori Edmond down there. You can't guard both Edmond and Dakota in that situation.
Dakota, uncharacteristically tall for a wing. A lot of times we've seen teams kind of have to put their bigger centers to guard her, but with the way Edmonds has been playing, you can't do that anymore.
Burkhart's spin around jumper ties us back up at 12 apiece. And now it's Cook. Axe, Dakota. Cook. Cross to Weinl. Here's Axe. Guarding the perimeter well. Weinl, Cook.
Hempfield got to start setting some screens here, freeing people up. Wilson just staying with them.
Yeah, trying to work the perimeter, and now it's Weinl to drive and cannot finish, and it's Kahn for the rebound, getting it back to Burkhart. And going down, Burkhart puts it up there, and it spins out of the rim, and it's just Weinl.
Nice rebound by Weinl.
Johnny on the spot, and now Dakota making a miss in the backcourt, and now thought about
Nice
it,
pass.
and instead what a pass to Axe, who cannot finish. And now got it back. Making up for the mistake is Bryn Axe, and she got it away, stole it from Kira Levengood. And it's Edmond who tried to get back to Cook and lost her balance, and now Wilson's got it back, and 5-on-5 down there. We're gonna have not a jump ball. Axe is gonna get it back.
Yeah, bad decision there trying to pass that out.
As, Wynn lost her balance there and tried to pass it out. And Cook is off the rim, no good, but Weinl is there for the rebound.
How many rebounds does Weinl have?
We're not keeping the stats, but it's a lot.
She's one of the shortest players on the floor tonight, and she has just been an animal on the boards.
Yeah.
Which is all hard right there.
She's 5'6", but she might as well be 10 feet tall right now the way she's playing.
Yep.
And now from inside, no good, little short. And now in transition off the fast break, Levengood all the way down. And Bryn Axe had to foul Burkhart there to keep from giving up an easy bucket. They're going to make Kaya Burkhart work for it from the line. She has 6 on the night.
Bryn Axe, her second team.
Hempfield's done a great job not giving up any easy buckets in transition. They're hustling back, fouling. It's been their MO all year. No easy buckets.
Yeah. And my apologies, it's not now Wilson, or it's not now Hempfield in the bonus, it is Wilson in the bonus. But it is no good there. And we're going to see some wholesale substitutions now. Moffitt, Briggs, McGarry in for Axe, Weinl, and Edmond. Very senior-heavy lineup right now. And interesting, you got both McGarry and Cook out there at the same time. We haven't seen that much this season.
Both of them pretty pure point guards.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see if Hempfield can play with that a little bit. You know,
That's
you've seen the
interesting.
NBA. Rick Carlisle's had a field day running multiple point guards out there.
Yeah, that's
And
interesting.
It opens up a lot of weird avenues.
Well, let's see. I don't know if a broadcast we've done this season, we've seen them both on the court at the same time. It's McGarry to Cook. Moffett. Cook. McGarry.
The thing with this set, you can run this because of how good of a shooter Autumn Cook is.
Yes.
She can play off the ball, more of a two-guard.
And Lindsay Dakota's not bad either. Baseline jumper to give Hempfield the lead back, 14-13. Now trying to break it across, getting inside. Kahn is going to win the fight for the ball, and I think it's going to get waved off for a travel. Yep. Can't keep that pivot foot down through all that contact.
Yep. So it was a long drive for Wilson. They decided once they got here, might as well keep traveling. It's their 4th of the game.
Oh, boy. Head coach Kevin Calabria cannot be happy about that.
Travels are unforced errors. You just can't have that in
Riggs
playoff
trying to get to
basketball.
Moffett, and it spins in despite the deflection by Levengood.
That ball must have hit every square inch of the rim before going in.
I think it did. Levengood tried to get a little block there, couldn't do it. And now it's a 3-point Hempfield lead, their biggest of the night.
It's hustled by McGarry. We're late on that rotation, just made up for it. Pure hustle.
Now, Burley trying to square her up, and it's a foul. Pushing foul going to be 1-1 will send Wilson to the line. That's the one disadvantage Hempfield's at right now. Foul is going to get called, I think, on McGarry. Or no, Moffett, her second.
Edmonds comes back in for Moffett.
Yeah. That's interesting. Lauren Moffett did not make a lot of noise in the first game against Wilson, and she hasn't made a lot tonight. Not sure if that's a coincidence or not, but
you gotta wonder, we keep harping on the fact she's a freshman. And this is huge pressure to be putting on a freshman in a big district playoff game.
True. Granted, she did have that last bucket. Here's a jumper from Dakota. It's off the back rim, no good. Wilson's got it back. And there's Dakota trying to get in there to block the shot. She will be called for a foul. Hempfield's got to be careful here. They're going to be in the double bonus before too long.
Not something you're going to see on the stat sheet, but Autumn Cook there, great hustle, face guarding Burkhart. Looked like running that fast break there, trying to hit it in to Burkhart, but Cook didn't let that happen.
And Dakota is going to point off and pass off to Jess Weinelt, her second foul of the game. Don't want to get these guys in foul trouble here.
But you cannot afford to have Dakota foul out in this game.
No, you cannot.
Or get in foul trouble in any form.
Wilson is not making their foul shots, but they're getting the rebound until Cook got there.
Blocked by Cook.
And it's Molly McGarry to clean up, get it across to Edmond, who then passes off to Autumn Cook. That was a great job by Cook there. Here's Riggs. Weinelt inside. Edmond finds Riggs. Open three. Got it! And nothing but net on the way down. Corner three, Lauren Riggs.
And the stats don't jump off the page with Riggs, but that clutch factor, she hits big shots. Simple.
She was visibly upset at the end of that Peckway Valley game. You could tell how much that meant to her. I know she wants to redeem herself tonight, and that's a good start. 2-minute warning in Landisville, 6-point Hempfield lead. 9-point Hempfield lead!
Hempfield is heating up from beyond the arc. This is when this team gets dangerous. When their threes are falling, you cannot stop them.
Riggs and Cook, you got McGarry out there. She can take shots, so can Burkhart, but it doesn't go. Rebound by Kahn, again doesn't go, and now it's Edmond, and a jump ball. It's gonna get called here.
Looks like they're going to give possession to Hempfield outright here. Great play by Oriana Edmonds. That is just off-season work in the weight room right there.
Yeah, the jump ball does go to them off the possession, so. Wow, what a second quarter for the Knights here. What an end to the first quarter, and then what a way to continue it in this second.
Yeah, the first 6 minutes, they looked just lost dead in the water.
I know.
These last 10 minutes, they have been excellent.
Oh, McGarry trying to square everyone up there, gets it out to Edmond. Cook up top. Riggs, nobody's on Molly McGarry until Wynn got over there.
If you could describe McGarry's game in one word, it's just slippery. Just all the little ball fakes, little movements. She's just so hard to stay in front of.
That's funny, I heard you use shifty against Lebanon. 2 words, all right.
I mean, they mean the same thing.
Both apply, yeah. 1:01 to go. Here's Riggs to inbound. Cook. Under a minute to go. tale of two Hempfield teams. Those first 6 minutes versus these last 9 minutes, we have seen two completely different Black Knight squads.
Yep. And like we were saying, once you break that press, things are going to open up. Hempfield's broken that press wide open.
Here's McGarry. Off the pass from Cook. Gets it out to Weinel. Hempfield is not in any big hurry here, and now they're really not in any big hurry. But I think Wilson's scouted them and seen that strategy before. They're not going to let them just hold it in their hands to wait for a final shot. They're going to make them work for it. And Autumn Cook says, all right, I can do that. And it's off the rim, and then it goes through off the second effort. Second chance points. Autumn Cook is doing it all right now for the Knights. And now to come to the end.
Looked like another travel there. Got lucky on that one.
Refs didn't call it, and that's how the half ends. 24-15 is the final score this evening. Score at halftime. 16 minutes through. Black Knights 9-point lead. What a first half that was, I'll tell you what. And what a difference from that first game when Wilson was up 19-17 over Hempfield at half. Different story in this District 3 postseason game. Ben and I'll be back on the other side to break it down. For him, for me, my producer Frank Russo, we will say so long for now, but we'll be back very soon from the Buchanan Gymnasium where the Knights are up by 9 entering the locker room. And hi everybody, welcome back to the Buchanan Gymnasium. We are ready to go for quarter number 3, half number 2. And my colleague tonight is Ben Marinas. Ben, I'm still trying to figure out how Hempfield came on that huge run there. Final 2 minutes of the first quarter, and that entire second quarter, 24 points. They outscored the Bulldogs 24-7 there after they jumped out to an early 8-0 lead. Been a heck of a performance for the Hempfield, and it's been balanced too.
It's just a big old domino effect, you know. Edmonds gets going scoring down low. That takes Wilson out of their press because you got to get more help on Edmonds, and that frees things up for Dakota and Cook. Hempfield hit a few big threes they needed to. They've played great defense tonight. And it's just everything. It started off slow, but once they got going, everything's been working together.
And Borelli starts with a miss there.
Wilson still has not hit a three-pointer against Hempfield this season.
Real quick here at the beginning of the quarter, I want to update everyone on the games going on right now. A lot of LL League representation in all 4 of these first-round games. As you see a timeout there taken by Hempfield. All right, Cook was just smothered there, but that provides us the opportunity here to get you caught up on what's going on. You have Effort and Dallastown in action. The 8 and the 9 seed Dallastown up 23-18 in Effort right now. Effort has scored 14 to end the half consecutively. Manheim Township up 14-6 over Cedar Cliff. Guess who has 12 and 14 points?
Shocker, Katie Bushaw.
And Warwick is down 23-10 last check over Redline. Dakota. And Cook off the rim. All right, so talking about Hempfield, I mean, that first quarter, as I don't go back to Wilson there, it was so interesting because once Hempfield subbed in some of their bench players, specifically Oriana Edmond, I mean, Hempfield, they really just came to life and seemed to find something that works. They're back to their original starting 5 now, but you got to think that's something they'll be willing to go to later on if this falters again.
Yeah, it's one of the advantages of having a deep roster. You got a lot of people who can play, and if something isn't working, let's sub this person and see what happens. And Hempfield now, they know they have Edmonds if they need her off the bench this game.
Yeah. 11 good for the bucket to cut the deficit to 7 and get the first points of this third quarter on the board. There's Riggs. Looking, trying to get Cook tall there, and trying to save it before it went out of bounds there was Olivia Albee, and she could not do it, so Hempfield catches a little bit of a break there. Here's Riggs across to Dakota. Dakota, able to get free from Levingood, but can't make the bucket. But then
Jess Weinhold.
Jess Weinhold got in there, and Lindsay Dakota got her own rebound back. And And then inside Moffitt was open, blocked. Oh boy.
Oh my goodness.
Aaron Schober.
Oh my.
Rejection. Oh boy.
Now, you see that ball at the end of the game, there's going to be a big old handprint on that block. My goodness.
And just why not the good old-fashioned strategy, throw it into Kaya Burkhardt and get another chance to get it in bounds there.
And Gary back off a little bit. It's effective.
Dakota, I thought about loading up from 3. Decided not to. Instead, it's Riggs out to Cook. Inside Moffitt. Riggs. Dakota gets to it before 11 good could.
Nice save there by Dakota.
Yeah, and has to go down and get it again. Inside, Moffitt trying to get going. Instead, it's Cook who was open for a second and bobbled. Now Weinhold will drive to the bucket and put a little too much on it, but Cook is there and can't stick it back in there.
Yeah, Weinhold put a little too much on it.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Not quite enough on it.
Instead, Aaron Schober found that happy medium, got the rebound. Wilson coming out strong again here to start this third quarter.
Hempfield's got to get going here.
Yeah.
You can't have these big, long, empty spells in playoff basketball.
On cue, Hempfield's leading scorer through the first half. Ori Edmond comes to the table to check in as Bulldogs get back on the board with Schober. Schober's first points of the night cut the deficit to 5 now for the Bulldogs.
Schober there just using her height to her advantage. Just easy buckets down low if you're the tallest person on the floor.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, it's interesting. I mean, this starting 5, they've been kind of foolproof for a lot of the season as Weinhold can't get the bucket. But they have just not looked that good tonight. Brett Axe wanted a double dribble, didn't get it. And now you'll get a travel and another one. Different quarter, same result. And Ori Edmond will come in, I think, from Moffitt. So we'll see what Edmond can do off the bench now. Here's Cook. Trying to get it across. Square up Albee. Gets to Dakota. Dakota will try to go all the way down, and again down there, it's Schober to block it. Hempfield will retain possession, but does a nice job of preventing an easier bucket.
One thing we saw in the first half with Kahn in there at center, Wilson's interior defense wasn't quite up to snuff against Edmonds.
Autumn Cook bounced a few times to get Hempfield on the board for the first time in this third quarter, about halfway in. Wilson, though, has to get a little more offense going, and it might come like that. Spin move extraordinaire. Kaya Burkhardt gets back to the bucket, and now she has 11 points on the night so far.
Burkhardt is just a getter of buckets. It's that simple.
In that first game against Hempfield, Wilson really came alive in the third quarter. Blew that advantage open. Now they're down. Can they come back? Here's Riggs. Working. Pressured. Trying to get back on it with Levengood, and instead Levengood gets to it. And the Bulldogs have it back. And this is looking like deja vu all over again. Wilson has all the momentum here.
Hempfield needs to go on another one of those runs that they put together at the end of the first quarter.
Moffitt tried to get a hand in there. Riggs tried to get a hand in there.
23,
Riggs now trying to say that one off Wilson, not pulling the ref.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. Now Brett Axe will come in for her. Getting it across, it's Burkhardt, who is going to be called for a foul. And we'll have the N1 to come. Kaya Burkhardt, again, is leading Wilson to success here. 13 of their 23 points. And with the N1 to come. Originally thought that was going to get waived for a travel there. We've seen that all night, but not that time. That was a clean bucket. Minus the foul on Dakota, and that is Lindsay Dakota's third foul. Has to be careful here. Now,
A little bit of confusion.
yeah, a little bit of stoppage there. That was interesting.
And Dakota now with 3 fouls.
Yeah.
That is not where you.
Brett Axe was called an off-ball foul there, I believe.
I believe that might have been a correction.
Okay.
Maybe thinking that foul wasn't on Dakota.
I was going to say, now we have a jump ball.
Yep, and Dakota now down to 2 fouls.
Yeah,
so that
yeah.
foul was originally supposed to be called on Axe.
Yeah, good catch, Ben. I was trying to figure out what happened there because there was confusion, and then obviously it wouldn't have been a foul on Axe because Hempfield kept the ball.
Yeah.
Got another chance at it. Weinl is losing control of it, but getting it back. And now Cook trying to cut through. Axe inside. Off the rim. Edmond is fouled. And for the second time tonight, Ori Edmonds going to try and complete the old-fashioned three-point play.
My goodness, Edmonds is having himself a game tonight.
Team first. Ori Edmonds line shooting 1.
Got it. Alrighty, so Lauren Moffitt's having a bit of an off night. Nice to know you can have Ori Edmond to go to there. She is in double digits. And that might be the first time she's been in double digits in her varsity career. It's certainly up there. One of the best performances she's had. Here's Burkhardt off the mark.
Wilson,
No good.
Wilson still has not yet hit a 3.
Oh, you got a 2-on-1 down
here,
here, but Weinl will take it up and can't get it. It was Weinl and Axe down there, 2-on-1. Weinl maybe had a chance to pass to Axe, but tried to get to the bucket herself. Couldn't quite finish it.
Weinl just has not been able to get her shots falling tonight.
Yeah.
She's missing a lot of point-blank looks.
Blanked on the scoreboard is just Weinl to this point. But still an opportunity to make a move on both sides. Burkhart's going to try again, and that one hit absolutely nothing in the county of Lancaster.
As Frank Russo so eloquently put it, air ball.
Well, that's a tough break for Burkhardt, though, and we've seen her take so many shots tonight. That one was a lot further off than most. Got a pushing foul. That's on Levengood, I think. Been a very interesting game because Hempfield, I don't think, has played their best right now. But the rotations they've had, they've put some different players in different times, and it's paying off. Now you got Riggs in there for Weinl. Kieran Levengood's up to 3 fouls.
Hempfield's strength this season has been winning ugly, and this hasn't been the prettiest game.
Yeah. And Lauren Riggs tried to corral the pass.
Scary landing there on
Yeah,
her right
she
leg.
tried to corral the pass in bounds. Her right foot, I think, was on the line when she controlled it, so gives it back to Wilson. Burkhardt will not try another shot yet. Inside, nice. Passing in Levengood to the bucket. Off the assist by Olivia Albee.
That is just good passing, good fundamental basketball.
Yeah, great passing. Wilson has cut it to 3, but Dakota inside.
Nice
Edmond,
pass.
what a pass and what a finish.
Feed the hot hand. Edmond is on fire.
Wow. Oriana Edmond has a dozen. She's trying to go for a jersey number right now. Here's a 3, and there you go. First 3 against Hempfield all season. It's Gia Borelli from Wilson. 2-point game.
It took nearly 55 minutes of game time against Hempfield, but finally Wilson hits a 3 on the Black Knights.
And it couldn't have come at a better time to cut this to a 2-point game. Can Hempfield answer? Cook. Looks, tries to back up. Find Edmond. Edmond lost control of it. And that's going to give it back to Wilson. And they're not happy about that call. They think it went out off of one of the feet of the Wilson players.
They are. Hempfield's fans are letting the refs hear
Yeah.
on that one. Didn't quite have a good angle on it from here.
Well, we're on the Hempfield side, and they insist they had a good angle on it. As Riggs is called for a pushing foul there on Borelli.
Yeah, no arguments on that one.
That was pretty clear.
Yep.
Not a lot of fouls in this third quarter, though. Neither team really in too big to foul trouble.
For second, team second.
There's Levengood.
Looks like Borelli and Riggs exchanging some words down there.
Yep. For the lead. Got it! That is Borelli again! 2 in a row, and Wilson has their first lead since the second quarter. And Autumn Cook is going to try and hold for one shot here with 45 seconds to go, or at least tell her teammates that that's the strategy. Axe may have gotten called.
Called something there. On Wilson.
Yeah.
So it looked like on Borelli. Yeah. Yeah, I believe I saw a technical on Borelli.
Foul.
Foul number 11, Gia Borelli.
So Gia Borelli, who got Wilson right back in this, and it's a tech foul. And Lindsay Dakota. We saw this against Chambersburg. That's interesting.
Yep, just mouthing off to Riggs. Riggs is getting under his skin.
So Dakota
ties again.
Lindsay Dakota has not had a great night, but she's going to try and turn that around here. For the lead.
That's big time, though. That's just taking over, taking control, being a leader, hitting your free throws.
That is such a costly tech foul, though, Ben. Wilson has their first lead, and they give it away like that.
You cannot let your emotions get the better of you, and that's exactly what happened to Borelli there.
That's a free 2 points.
The big thing is, Riggs now knows she can get under Borelli's skin.
Yeah.
And that's psychological warfare.
And he's going to keep it going!
Forget Davon Hedrick Green, he's playing like Shaq tonight.
And getting to the bucket to tie it, or not tie it, get within 1 inch Schober. 15 seconds to go, 1 point Knight lead. Here is Dakota trying to cross him again, get through everybody and get blocked again. That was Schober again on the block, and with 6 seconds left, Hempfield will have a chance.
I believe that's Schober's 3rd block of the quarter.
Yeah.
He has just been a menace in the
We have
paint.
seen a ton of that. Getting it to Dakota. Traveling is the call. With 4.3 seconds to go. Now Wilson has a chance to take the lead.
We've seen a couple half-court heaves go in this season.
We saw one from Wilson. Not that time. No Stevie Mitchell tonight for Gia Borelli. Although she was a big part of that comeback for Wilson, it is a 1 point Black Knight lead entering the 4th quarter. Wow, Ben, I'll tell you what, that was that was interesting. Wilson able to rally back down by 9 at the start of that quarter. They have brought this thing back. I can't really tell who has the momentum right now because it swung back and forth. I would say Wilson, if not for that tech foul at the end. But now what do you think the strategy is here for both sides?
I mean, if you're Hempfield, you've got a slim lead. Just got to keep holding on if you can. And you've seen a weakness in Wilson, and you got to keep exploiting that, I think. You've seen them, they lost their cool a little bit. If you can keep exploiting that, maybe get them off their game a little bit, maybe not another technical. But if they're just thinking about, I hate this person rather than I want to win this game, that's psychological warfare. Everything that you can use to your advantage, you got to use to your advantage.
Yeah,
and if you're Wilson, I mean, you got to stop Edmonds. It's that simple. You just have to stop Edmonds. Hempfield hasn't had much consistent offense. Edmund, sorry.
Sorry, I had to correct you there. She's had a heck of a night, though. I'll tell you, you know, you start hearkening back to, like, just those players coming out of nowhere that show up in big-time moments. And that's been Oriana Edmond tonight. I mean, 14 points, leading scorer. I don't think anybody... Honestly, if I had told you Oriana Edmond was going to be the leading scorer for this team, I think you probably would have said Hempfield was going to lose this game.
I would have said just that. I would have said Hempfield loses in a blowout.
Yeah, but that has been far from the case. She has been the MVP tonight for Hempfield. Here's Burkhart, though.
One of the things you said earlier today.
Off the hands 11, good go on, Ben.
One thing you said earlier today, if this game gets into like the mid to high 40s, then it's probably Wilson's. Right now, we're on the verge of a high-scoring quarter, plus this game in the mid to high 40s. So that prediction could ring eerily true tonight.
We'll see as they fight for it down there. It's Cook and Albee, and Hempfield will keep it. 7:25 to play, 1 point Black Knight lead.
Albee, her second, team 4th.
4th of the half for Wilson. And Dakota finishes and winds up on her rear end, but gets the bucket through anyway.
Yeah, Dakota, they're finishing through some contact. That is just saying, you know what?
And picks it off again!
Taking over.
Wow. Out here looking like David Almodovar, and then Cook goes through her hands. And now Wilson has it back. It's Burkhart. Bounces off, gets her own rebound. And you'll have another jump ball as Cook and Burkhart are fighting down there for control of the orange. And Hempfield will get it. Possession goes to them, it alternates. So if we get another jump ball, Wilson will have it, but we'll see. This has been a barn burner, Ben, I'll tell you what.
This has been an incredible
Oh, nice
game.
pass. And a foul on Cook. Gonna be a reach-in foul. Fans want a shooting foul. They will not get it.
Yeah, Cook there. It looked like she was going through a shooting motion. They passed out in at the last second.
Yeah. But Wilson is in foul trouble now as far as putting Hempfield in the bonus goes. 5-2. Hempfield's winning the foul game. And Dakota gets it jostled away by Albee, and then somehow it trickles over to Burkhart there. As she will look out, and Borelli for the lead or tie. No good. And now there's a fight. It's going to go out off of Aaron Schober, and Wynot will come to inbound it. As she was all in there, forcing it away from Aaron Schober. If Jess Wynot hasn't had a great night offensively, she's at least doing her part on the defensive end.
Yeah, she has had a rough night scoring the basketball, but I'd say has more than made up for it with her lockdown defense tonight.
Wynot is called for another reaching foul. And another foul is going to put the Hempfield Black Knights in the bonus here with 6:09 to go. That one's on Albee. That is her third. Borelli and Albee now have 3 fouls, and they're both on the court still. Here's Riggs.
And Borelli, one of those fouls are technical, so she could get tossed any second here.
Yep. Nice job getting it back, though, is Schober. Wilson will go back to work, and again, try to either cut it to 1 or tie it. But there's Albee wasn't looking, and I think nice heads up by Burkhart to put it through. What a shot, Kaya Burkhart from the foul line to cut it to 1.
Burkhart is just on another level. Oh my goodness.
No doubt. Here is Dakota. Inside, Moffitt. Will back. Find Dakota. And it's off the rim, no good, but Cook is there for the rebound. And then comes right back, and again it's no good. And now you have another foul. Gonna be a pushing foul called.
They're gonna say Moffitt pushed there. Moffitt unhappy. Very, very unhappy.
And for Moffitt, that's her third foul. Wow. If that had gone the other way for Wilson, Hempfield's in the bonus right now. Instead, Wilson with a chance to take the lead.
Moffitt's got to find a way to just get her head back in the game. Obviously, not a fan of that call. I've seen her frustrated with calls once or
man,
twice.
How in the world did Schober get that wide open? That's as easy as a go-ahead bucket as you will have.
That's letting your emotions get the better of you. That just can't happen in playoff basketball.
Alrighty, we're back here. Had to get our mics ready for the end of this one. 4:59 to go. And wow, I mean, it's been so interesting because I feel like Hempfield has outplayed Wilson at times tonight, but Wilson's been able to execute as of late that wide open bucket for Schober for the lead. Right now, Wilson, I think, has Hempfield right where they want him.
Neither team's really played consistent basketball throughout. So it's been little spurts of Wilson dominating, then spurts of Hempfield, then spurts of Wilson. One of these teams really needs to bear down and say, okay, for 5 minutes, we're going to play the best basketball we've played all year, because that's what you need to do to win playoff games.
If you don't, your season is over. It's as simple as that. So Dakota will come to inbound to Cook. With that in mind, here we go. It's the original starting 5 back on the court right now for Hempfield. Riggs.
Curious decision leaving Edmonds on the bench here.
Well,
how dominant she's been today.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Still got time. Hempfield going to try and run their conventional offense for now. It is Cook.
Nice drill moves by Cook.
Trying to cross up Burkhart. And if only she had finished, and then Cook got tripped over there by Albee.
Wynot just knocking that ball out of bounds.
Yeah.
Better to get that ball out than let Wilson run a fast break.
Yeah, no doubt, especially in this situation. Here's Borelli. Back, Burkhart. Looks, Levin good. Albee, inside. Schober is going to be engaged in a jump ball with Dakota that will retain with Wilson. And now we're going to see Axe and Edmond. They come back in for Moffitt and Riggs. So there you go, Ben. Ori Edmond has been the star of this game with 4:11 to go. Will she get the opportunity potentially to win this for Hempfield? Let's see. First, Knights need to stop. And they're going to get it.
Nice deep by Weinhold.
Yes, and Dakota there to mop up. And forcing it away is Levengood. And it's Axe who blocks it. And that one...
I don't think Axe touched that ball.
Yeah.
Wilson fumbled that ball away.
I was going to say, when they signal direction at Hempfield, yeah, I don't think Axe got on it.
Yeah, just a great job getting there, though, Axe.
Yeah.
Influencing that shot.
Forcing the pressure, if nothing else, yes.
It's not going to show up on the stat sheet, but that's good defense right there.
Brand Axe took it all the way and couldn't quite finish at the bucket. Now we'll have a travel that is called on Schober. As it looked like that was going to be called a jump ball for a sec, but
yeah,
refs,
not sure how they're getting the travel.
Refs go the other way. We've seen that a few times. It just depends who they deem has possession when, but Wilson gets it back, and we'll have another jump ball.
This is incredible.
That jump ball that is called will go to the Knights now because the last one wasn't called a jump ball.
Yeah, you know, Hempfield, they may be the Black Knights, but they're the ones playing like some Bulldogs tonight.
No doubt. Here's Edmond. Cook. No good. Trying to get the go-ahead bucket there with 3:30 to go. And Ben, so similar to Peckway Valley, they couldn't get those shots to fall at the end. They need to get them to fall now. And Dakota is in there again. No, it's Axe, my apologies. Axe in there to mop up and get the rebound. 3:15 to go. Dakota trying to spin. Get over. Edmond. Second chance and a foul is called. That will put Edmond back at the line.
Our producer Frank Russo is shaking right now. This is an incredible game. Oh my goodness.
Well, this is the season right here for Hempfield. Edmond ties it. And it's our job not to be biased, but we want to do more games.
Yeah.
And Hempfield has an opportunity now to take the lead. And will. Oriana Edmond is popping off tonight. 16 points, and she's given the Knights back the lead. I don't think there's any feasible way you can take her out the rest of this game.
Oh my goodness.
And she forces that one with pressure all up in the face of Schober.
You're talking earlier about momentum. I think we know where the momentum is now, Kasey.
The momentum is with the Knights, but it's not an insurmountable lead by any stretch.
It's 1 point. This is the most surmountable lead possible.
Here's Cook trying to make moves. Gets out to Dakota. Working. Dakota. Jumper. Will not go. Edmond is there again. And now we'll have another foul called. It's going to be 1-1 for Ori Edmond. Wow.
Ori Edmonds, what a game.
Foul number 41, Erin Schober, her third, team 8. Oriana Edmond the line, shooting 1-1.
1-1 for Ori Edmond. And she's made, I think, all her foul shots tonight.
Just like to apologize for every time I said Edmonds. No, it's been a long day.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. She's got 17 points, and she's got another one to come.
Oriana Edmond now.
Got it!
Oh my goodness.
The hand of God touched that one down through the rim. 3-point game. Now can Wilson answer? Pirelli's been their shooter. Can they get her open for a shot to tie it? Here's Levengood. Albee gets it off Dakota. Weinhold is there. Off Dakota's thigh, and Lindsay Dakota will take it up now with a 3-point lead to work with. Weinhold. And a timeout's taken. No, a travel is called. Travel is called on Weinhold. With 2:16 to go.
It's a costly mistake there.
Now we see a timeout. Wilson will take it down by 3. 2:13 to go. Good news for the Knights is they have a ton of fouls to give. They only have 3.5. Wilson does not have that same luxury, already having Hempfield put in the bonus.
That's a bit of a blessing in disguise for Wilson, though. If you're down by a little bit late in this game, you want to be able to just foul quickly, send them to the line, and hope they miss their shots.
True. But we'll have to wait and see if that's a strategy that works.
The way Edmund, no S, has been shooting at the line tonight, that might not be a good strategy to use.
Tell you what, Oriana Edmond was a starter on this team at the very outset of the season, and as time went on, she got kind of moved out to a more rotational role.
Battled a lot of injuries this season.
Yeah, but, I mean, what can you say about tonight? I mean, 18 points off the bench. She has been Hempfield's offense tonight. I mean, Weinhold has not had a great night. She's had nothing in terms of buckets. Dakota's only got 9. Cook only has 7. Moffitt, I think, only had 2. I mean, it's not bad, but Oriana Edmond's been the one picking up all the slack right now.
It is. You said earlier, what can we say about tonight? I think the only thing you can say is, wow.
Yeah.
What a game from Oriana Edmond.
Well, is it going to result in a win, though? The Cumberland Valley Eagles are anxiously awaiting the results of this one.
And Hempfield, you know, they are built for this moment, right? Ref, blow that whistle a little early.
A little bit. Here's a shot just inside. It will not go with Levin good for the rebound. Over Axe to cut it to 1.
Even though that shot missed, it did an important job. It got Edmond out of the paint. That's just an easy offensive rebound.
Agreed.
For the Bulldogs.
Terracotta. Precarious spot for Hempfield. Only a 1-point lead, so you can't really milk much right now. They're going to try and take a little clock off, but they're going to try and get somebody open. Dakota looked to the baseline, decides to work back outside.
With no shot clock, Hempfield could theoretically hold this ball for
theoretically, but Wilson's not going to let him do that, and that is a travel on Weinhold.
That is... Producer Frank Russo, not a fan of the call.
Well, I don't know. We've seen a couple kind of questionable calls on both sides tonight, granted. It's gone both ways.
Yeah, these refs are...
I think that's another one of them. But
they're not getting paid by the whistle.
Boy.
Just like they could.
For the lead is Schober. Aaron Schober, with 1:16 to go, has put the Bulldogs in the lead. All right, can Hempfield fight back now? A 3-point lead, no more. Dakota trying to bounce to Edmond, and instead, picking it up there is Burkhart. And now, Ben, this is where those fouls to give come in handy, because you see the first one there, given by Autumn Cook.
Hempfield's been so good tonight at not forcing reach-in fouls, at forcing jump balls. If you could just reach in, start grabbing, and get some jump balls going here, you get the ball back eventually without giving them free throws.
Someone's season is going to end in 55 seconds. Right now it's the Knights, but it's only a 1-point lead for Wilson. Let's see.
The way this game's going, we might need a little more than 46
We may
seconds.
do. We may need that. And now, let's see. Going to call an off-ball foul, I think. That's on Weinhold, holding call.
Weinhold, her first, team fifth.
44 seconds to go. Hempfield has to find a way to get this thing back. Wilson, obviously, trying to milk it. Burkhart. Oh, not called, but it doesn't matter. Axe. That looks like it might have been travel. Refs didn't call it, but it didn't matter. It was close, and now Dakota will come to the line for 1-1.
This is too stressful.
Oh, my goodness.
And we're just sitting up here. How is
30,
this?
31 and a half seconds to go, and Lindsay Dakota, 1 will tie, 2 will lead, and Coach Merrifield will take a timeout before any of that. And we will catch our breath now for these final 31 and a half seconds
Oh, my goodness.
of game time. Wow. This game has been everything we thought it would be and more.
Emphasis on the and more.
Yeah, really. Well, in the first game, I mean, it was Hempfield having to play from behind a lot of that time. Made the final score closer than it probably actually was in reality. But tonight has been not anything close to the story. But for the Black Knights, I mean, after having a 9-point halftime lead, you know they do not want to give this one up.
No,
And Wilson, they don't want to give this one up coming all this way back.
No, there is nothing worse than a long bus ride home after getting eliminated from the playoffs. I sat through 2 of those. They're the most miserable experiences you can have.
Yeah. 31 and a half seconds to go. And it will come to this. A lot of situations still unfolding. Hempfield has 5 fouls. Wilson has 9. That's crucial because one more for the Bulldogs puts Hempfield in a double bonus, meaning they'll get 2 shots guaranteed from the line no matter what. So that's the one thing the Knights have going for them. The other thing going for them is their best free throw shooter is at the line right now.
Lindsay Dakota has been money all year, not just from the free throw line, all over the place, offense, defense.
No good. And Weinl gets back on it.
Rebound.
Jumper doesn't go, but she got it back. Weinl, Dakota is good. Lindsay Dakota with 23 seconds. Now it's Wilson taking it down. 15, 1-point lead. It may come to this, and now a timeout with 10.6 seconds to go. Oh my goodness, Lindsay Dakota, what a night, or what a time for her biggest shot of the night.
And Jess Weinhold setting that up.
Jess Weinhold did an incredible job
on the boards
getting back
tonight.
in there. Oh my goodness, 10.6 seconds to go. But now, Ben, all right, for Wilson, you're down by 1. I mean, yeah, you got a lot you can work with right now, and obviously a bucket in the field wins you the game at this point.
I mean, strategy's simple. Kaya Burkhart, go make a shot. He's been your best player, scoring just almost at will tonight. He's got 16 points. And if you're Hempfield, this is the time where you're throwing Dakota, you're throwing Weinhold,
everybody.
You're throwing everything you have at Burkhart.
But don't forget about Giamborelli out from the perimeter. Those 2 threes were big in getting Wilson back in this.
Hey, if you can force Wilson to shoot a 3 here, you're doing something right defensively.
That's true. They just hope they don't get burned on it. And for Hempfield, this vaunted defense is going to need one more stop to send them to the quarterfinals and ensure that their season will go at least through February 27th.
And big thing for Hempfield here, they have a foul to give.
They do.
If Burkhart or somebody else were to get past that first line of defense and get like an open lane, you can foul,
yes,
and they're not going to go to the free throw line. You can reset your defense at once.
Yes, you can.
Hempfield putting out a very defensive lineup here, as you should, this late in the game.
It comes to this. 11 good for the inbound. Borelli. Time is ticking. 8. Drive for the tie. It doesn't go. Axe is there. And a foul is called that will send Bryn Axe to the line with 4.4 seconds to go. And Ben, this is huge because Bryn Axe is the worst foul shooter on this team, but now she's got a chance.
She's got 2 shots here.
22% from the line this season, but it does not get bigger than this.
Yes. Ideally here, she hits the first and misses the second then. Wilson.
No good. Wow. All right, got one more to come. Wilson's then got to hurry down, and now we'll see a timeout. I know for Hempfield, ideally, they probably didn't want Bryn Axe at the line in this situation, but let's see. Can the sophomore keep that ice water in her veins?
She's got to channel her brother.
All right.
This one, the White Mamba Connor Axe.
All right, here's the thing for Hempfield. Let's whether Axe makes it or misses it, Wilson's going to have time for something in desperation, try and get it down the court. So for Hempfield right now, their defense just has to not lapse, not give up anything silly, not give up anything easy. And obviously for Wilson at this point, you're just kind of taking a shot, trying to see if you can get as open of a look as you can, and that's a shot and a prayer, and your season's either over or it isn't.
Yep. At this point, if you're Wilson, you're going to live and die by your best player. Just get the ball to Burkhart, let her get a shot up. Try to set a screen for her, give her some room, but other than that, it's just let her chuck and cross her fingers.
Yep. First, Bryn Axe is going to attempt the biggest free throw of her life.
Yep. This is high pressure situation right here.
4 of 19 on the season, but 5 of 20 could be the dagger. Let's see. Off the rim. Weinl wasted for the rebound, and Hempfield is going to win it! Or not quite yet. 5.5 to go, but Jess Weinl. A terrible night on offense, an outstanding night on defense, And now coming to the line, Jess Weidel may have just won this for Hempfield.
Weidel's stat line isn't going to look pretty shooting-wise, but rebounds and defense, oh my goodness.
No good. Okay, but with 0.5 seconds to go, I mean, Wilson doesn't even have time to get a normal shot off. It's a full court heave at this point.
Weidel needs to miss this shot intentionally. Got to hit the rim, though.
Yep. And that's it. And the Hempfield Black Knights have a date with the defending District 3 champion, Cumberland Valley Eagles. 43. And a barn burner at the end. Oh my goodness.
What a game. Oh my goodness.
On behalf of the Hempfield Athletics Department, thank you.
Have you ever? Go or go home time. And the Black Knights went. Unbelievable. 43-42. They get revenge for the league loss to Pequea Valley. They get revenge for the regular season loss to Wilson. And they are moving on. And they've got at least 3 more games to come now as they vie for a District 3 title and a state playoff berth. Ben, get your breath together for one last closing statement. How would you sum up what we saw tonight?
Wow. Just an incredible career game from Oriana Edmond.
It's incredible.
Great job defensively. You know, 42 is one of the higher scores they've given up this season.
And
they
still won.
Yeah, they made plays when they needed to. They forced how many jump balls tonight?
That's incredible.
Just forced a lot of errors from that Wilson team. And the way Hempfield rallied, they hit their shots. They have just been clutch all season. And it's just an incredible effort. This team so deserves those extra games they're getting from winning tonight.
And that mantra, defense wins championships. Jess Weidel had a goose egg on the scoreboard tonight, but she might have made the biggest play of the night there at the very end, certainly in the conversation, to get that rebound off the miss by Brunax.
Marcus Smart would be proud of that.
Yes, sir. Oh, my goodness. All righty. Well, we'll see you from Thursday then from Cumberland Valley. The Knights will take on the Eagles in the District 3 quarterfinals. But until then, I'm Kasey Kreider for my colleague Ben Marinas and producer Frank Russo. You just watched an outstanding start to the Hempfield Black Knights girls basketball team and their district playoffs for the 2020 school year. We will see you on Thursday. Good night, everybody.